Okay, so we're just going to go for it because I'm not quite sure whether this is going to be a really squished video because my iPad looks weird and I can't work out what's happened to it. But I started off on Saturday with trying this Guess by Marciano again because I hadn't worn anything particularly sweet and I was thinking, okay, now might be a good time to try it. So I did give it a go. I wore it for the morning. I was still not sure about the combination of the sweet and the sour in this particular perfume, but I do still kind of weirdly like it. It still reminds me of like the smell of baby dolls, you know, the plastic kind of baby doll smell. But let me just try and get it. There, you can kind of see it. It's a bit of an old-fashioned bottle, this one, but there's something I like about it. The notes in this, top notes of curacao, that's the blue kind of liqueur, so there is a definite alcohol smell in this. Starfruit, cardamom and grapefruit, you can definitely smell that cardamom. You can definitely get quite a lot of the grapefruit in the top of this, but then you have that slightly tropical smelling kind of starfruit sweetness. Middle notes, honeysuckle, jasmine and peony. I mean, I definitely get a bit of honeysuckle, the jasmine as well, but none of them are like massively loud. And then the base is vanilla, musk and woodsy notes, and there's just something slightly caramelized about the smell of this in the base, but also the cardamom I think often gives a slightly aromatic but slightly plastic smell to a lot of perfumes, because I find exactly the same thing with my Vera Wang Marigold and Gardenia, which also has cardamom in it. So for this one, I wore it and I was like, oh, I'm just not sure about this. I don't know that this is going to work. And then oddly enough, I got in the shower, and as soon as I got in the shower, I started thinking, my God, this smells amazing. So I'm now thinking this actually is going to have to be a hot and humid kind of perfume, because it's kind of so sweet in the base. For me, I was like, okay, this will have to be something that I don't wear, you know, when it's like super, super warm, because I thought that might make me feel a bit sick. But actually, I think it might be much better in warm weather. So again, it's going back in its box, it's going in a cupboard, and it's waiting till the weather gets hot. And then I shall give it another go and see whether that sharpness then blends better with the sweetness in the base. Because at the moment for me, they are slightly clashing in a kind of nose tingly way. But yeah, like I said, when I got in the shower, it just started to smell amazing. So I will definitely give this a go in different weather. So that's Guess by Marciano. Then in the evening on Saturday, I just wanted something easy and I just chucked on Loved Up by Oriflame from the Feel Good range. It's just a super easy one to wear. It's literally just noted down as plum, black pepper and sandalwood. And it's like a very berry kind of version of a plum, you know. If you told me there was like raspberry, blackberry, that kind of thing in here, then I would totally believe you. So it's that kind of very fruity plum. It's slightly syrupy, but it's also light because this is an eau de toilette. And the black pepper just basically gives it a kind of warmth, you know. Not massively peppery by any means, because I'm not keen on pepper myself, but I like it when it just warms it up. So that's what I'd say about that one. It was just really easy, just a little evening wear. And then, oh, this is an interesting one. So I got Amethyst by Lalique out to try again. She's beautiful box even. Very subtle kind of embossed pattern on this. Now this is the one where I said, you know, when I first tried it, it didn't smell anything like I expected it to. It didn't smell like the reviews that I'd seen said that it smelled. It just smelled like soap, like a herbal soap, woody herbal soap. But I also knew I wanted to try it again, just because it's not that I didn't like it, it's just that it just didn't smell like I expected, which was very confusing. So I decided to give it another go. So I put it on Sunday, and you can see, very beautiful bottle. It definitely denotes a dark smell, but I feel like this should be a light transparent purple bottle. That's how I feel about this smell, because I think this is a very deep colour that doesn't necessarily match the vibe of this perfume. So I will also tell you that I now have Lalique Amethyst Exquise. and I will fill you in about that, because that smells the way I thought this one would. Now, this is a transparent perfume. It is heavy in the berries, but they're not sweet and they're not syrupy. They're very watery, very fresh, crisp. And there's a lot of wood. There's a huge amount of musk. And as I said, it's green. It's a very green smell. I'm just trying to see if I can... There's just no way of me ever catching the light to really get this, how glorious the bottle is. But anyway, let's see. Oh well, I tried. Let's get there. So it smells like there's rosemary in it, and there is a greenness. And as I've seen a few people since talk about it, and it's exactly how I feel, in that it smells like berries still on the bush. It smells like you're getting the twigs, the leaves, all of that. And actually, this time when I wore it, it clicked in my brain that yes, I do think there's a rosemary vibe to it, and that's what I think makes it feel so soapy. It feels like a bar soap, and I always think rosemary is a very soapy herb, but it reminded me so much of the smell of my fingers after I've chopped basil. So it's to me like a basil-y greenness. Now, this time round, I went into wearing this knowing what I was going to get, and I really quite enjoyed wearing it, because I knew it was going to be like a bar soap with a light berry, a lot of musk, woods and greenness, you know. I knew it was going to be herbal, and actually I love basil in perfumes. So as soon as I kind of made that connection, I was like, oh, I actually quite like this. And let me give you the notes and then I'll tell you something interesting. So top notes: blackcurrant, blackberry, blueberry, mulberry and big strawberry. I wouldn't have known there was strawberry in this, but I do wonder if, like, because in the UK, I don't know if it's the same everywhere else, the smaller strawberries tend to be much sweeter and more syrupy, and the big strawberries tend to be very watery. So I wonder if that's where like the wateriness is coming in all these berries. Same with blueberry. So I think blackberry and blueberry are... maybe a bit of mulberry, but blackberry and blueberry are the main things I get from this. A little bit of sharpness from the blackcurrant, but I wouldn't say this is super sharp by any means. Like, it's not really acidic. It's just got a natural watery tartness mixed with the sweetness from fruits. But like I said, very transparent. Middle notes: pepper, peony, rose, ylang ylang. Base notes: musk, woody notes and bourbon vanilla. And like I said, definitely super green and herbal as well. I really do feel that this... I don't think these notes can properly represent how this smells, and I don't get massive amounts of flowers. I think they all just mix up to make it soapy. So this particular one, I wore it on Sunday, and I said when I first reviewed this, it baffles me that people say that this is sexy, because I just think this smells like clean soap with a bit of a hint of berries, like a herbal. It just doesn't... it didn't make me feel sexy at all. But if you watched my tag video I just put up, I did actually say my husband likes me in fruity musks. I don't know that he realises that, but he seems to react to me when I'm wearing fruity musks. Now this is very musky. It's hardcore fruity musk. It's berries, herbs and stuff, but it's musky. So our Sunday, I won't go into details, but that Sunday left me being like, I may not find this sexy, but I think I might have just worked out why other people find it sexy, because I'm pretty sure that this had a real effect on him, which was very surprising, because it just wouldn't have occurred to me that this was a sexy perfume at all, but there you go. So this is staying in my collection. I really enjoyed it. I'll probably get rid of this box now, and I just think it's very pretty, but for me this is like a kind of daytime clean perfume, because it really smells like soap to me, but I do also really like it. So now that I know what it smells like, I was able to really enjoy that one. And then in the evening, I had a really late shower. I had a shower before bed. And so, like, we just watched some... maybe we listened to some music, actually, on Sunday night. So I just chucked this on, because I'd used my Daddy-O shampoo. So when I use Daddy-O shampoo, because that is the Lush shampoo for grey out or blonde hair, white or blonde hair, that is very, like... sharp violet smelling. Like, it kind of smells like Parma violets, but it's not very sweet. But I do tend to use it with a very sweet conditioner, so that when I come out of the shower, my hair smells like Parma violets, the lovely sweets, you know, the old-fashioned sweets. So I quite often will wear like a violet perfume, because that perfume stays in my hair loads, you know. So but I didn't want anything strong because I knew I was going to be going to bed, so I just used Ted Baker W. This is as you can see, a tester bottle. Again, I've never found a lid that actually fits this bottle, but I do kind of like this triangular shape. It's really satisfying to me. And this actually just smells exactly how you'd imagine from the colour of it. It's like violety berries, but it's very light and again very transparent, so it was really easy to go from this one to this one, because this doesn't really have like a soapy clean smell. It just is really light and quite pretty. It's also very cheap and it doesn't smell expensive, I'm not going to lie. I just quite like this one for some reason. So the notes here are top notes of African violet, Parma violet, fig leaf, peony, middle notes cassis, raspberry and orchid, base notes cedar and vanilla. And it just, yeah, to me, raspberry, green cassis leaf, green fig leaf, and quite a lot of violet. I don't really get much of a sense of cedar, I don't get much vanilla, a little bit of orchid, peony I wouldn't have recognised, you know. It's just easy to wear, it's just a really light one. So that is the weekend done. That was Sunday. Now, I've got to reach. So Monday, so the clock's changed, right? So the clock changed on Sunday in the UK, and we then had brighter mornings, much darker evenings, and just sort of in tandem with that, it just got cold, man. It suddenly dropped. We'd been having like 19 degrees and now we're like in kind of 10 to 13 degrees. And I just wanted something cozy, and I told you, I think I'm obsessed with it. I love it. So I wore Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. I've talked about this so much that there's no point in me going on about it much, but the notes in this are top notes of black pepper, sage, grapefruit, middle notes atlas, cedar, pistachio, patchouli and white ginger lily, base notes massoy wood, olive and vetiver and musk. So this time I just really paid attention to like how long it lasted, and I couldn't wear anything for the rest of the day, because I think this is probably the strongest and longest lasting of all of the SJPs. It's still not like a projection beast by any means. It's still really easy to wear, but it's not something that you would like put something else over the top of. It's not something else you would be able to really wear something later in the day. Well, not me anyway, unless you were going to put something way stronger and woodier than this. So yeah, I just wore that all day, absolutely loved it. I'm very happy to have these, and it's just delicious, and it made me feel so warm and cozy, and it's exactly what I needed on Monday, because I was tired, because my brain was not ready to go to sleep at the time I needed to because of the time change. So I was a bit grumpy on Monday morning and needed something yummy, so that's what I went for. And then on Tuesday I wore Noa. This is my tiny bottle of Noa, this little cute baby. You can really see that glorious pearlescent pinky colour there. So this is another soapy perfume, another kind of comforting perfume, another one that's very strong, and you can't really wear anything after you've worn this. This one lasts for ages. It actually has quite a lot of projection, but again, you just smell clean. Now, what I was thinking about with this, again, it's one I've talked about quite a lot, but I just wanted to have a think about how I felt about it. And one of the things that always makes me laugh about this is that I'm pretty sure, because I don't wear it every day, right? I just wear it now and again when I fancy it. And in between those times, I forget that every single time I spray this, I don't like it when I first spray it. And I think, has my bottle gone off? It smells really weird. It's a bit like harsh. And then I think, oh, maybe I've gone off it, and maybe my skin chemistry doesn't work with it anymore. And then it will dry down properly into what it smells like, which is a beautiful, creamy, fully musky white bar soap with just a very small hint of coffee. But I think when you first spray it, you get a lot of the other notes. So the top note here is white musk, right? So I am more of a yellow musky kind of girl, generally speaking. White musk is not my favourite type of musk because I find it a little bit shampooy and a little bit harsh. And I think that's why I sort of need all the stuff in the base here to really appreciate how much I love this perfume once it's dried down, because you get white musk, peony, freesia, green notes, peach and plum. Those are the top notes, and those are the bits where I'm like, I'm not really keen on this, I don't really bothered. And then middle notes, lily of the valley, lily, green grass, jasmine, ylang ylang and rose. Again, I'm like, oh really, I mean, nah, I don't know, I'm not sure about this with the white musk. But it's very, very quickly you get down into those base notes, and it's coffee, vanilla, coriander, sandalwood, incense, tonka bean and cedar. And I don't really get much cedar, but I get a hint of that coffee. It's very sweet, but it's not like sickly like an obviously vanilla, it's just sweet. And then I think that the incense, the coriander, and the very lovely sandalwood, it just is like the best clean bar soap smell. So yeah, I just think every single time I wear it, I think exactly the same thing. I think, oh, maybe I'm wrong about this, or, you know, maybe my bottle's gone bad, or maybe, but I always forget that it has so many notes, and it is in the dry down that it shines, and it's really only about 5 minutes until I start to get that smell coming through. So yeah, I mean, that's Noa by Cacharel, and it's a real beaut. You can get these baby little 30 mils for like, I think I saw it for 15 quid recently, so it's definitely worth doing a Google search to try and find a well-priced bottle of this. And, you know, as I've said, it's just such a beautiful bottle. I absolutely love the Noa bottle. So Wednesday I did say I was obsessed with this. You can see I'm really making a dent in it. I am obsessed with Stash Unspoken. One of my commenters said that she'd just bought this and she loves it as well, and I was so happy. She doesn't normally like sweet scents, but she really loved this, and there's something so incredibly cozy about it, like incredibly cozy. Yeah, it's absolute heaven. I've got a backup bottle of this because I absolutely love it. I absolutely love Stash Unspoken. It's just a beautiful, glorious tonka bean, cozy, heavenly perfume. So the notes in this are top notes of quince, pink pepper, middle notes honeysuckle, peony, wisteria, base notes tonka bean, sandalwood, musk, olibanum. I get mainly tonka bean with honeysuckle, sandalwood and musk. There's a little bit of olibanum, a little bit of quince. Pink pepper gives it warmth. I don't get a huge amount of wisteria or peony. It's very tonka bean heavy, this, and that's why it's just so comforting. And honestly, it gives me kind of wintry warm vibes, this in the same way that I get them from Katy Perry's Indian kind of warmer weather, whereas that's like got a coolness to it. This has a warmth to it, but they both give me that kind of powdery, sandalwoody, creamy, like sweet, lovely smell. But Katy Perry has like a coconut vibe to it, and this doesn't. I just absolutely love it, and I crave wearing this all the time. I want to wear this all the time. I'm trying not to wear it constantly because I've got so many other perfumes, and obviously you don't want to see me having the same thing every single week, but just so you know, I want to wear this all the time. I absolutely love it. And then let's see, so I decided to try out this little Lovely You again. So this was the little spray I got of Lovely You by Sarah Jessica Parker, and as I said in the video, I was like, well, you know, this one to me smells like Jovan Musk, but I wanted to try it in different weather, see what it was like, because I've just got this little 10ml spray, and this is how much I've used for one wear, because this is incredibly light. But scent wise, I had a really good think about it this time because I wore it for the whole day. And let me just move these. I want so many SJPs, isn't it? So I wore Lovely You for a whole day. Well, I wore it for a whole day to work, and obviously it's little, I took this to work with me. This smells like a combination of Jovan Musk, which is like a kind of yellow musk, a golden warm musk, quite 70s smelling, and the Alyssa Ashley White Musk, which is obviously a kind of cooler, more shampooey, kind of it's still quite an old-fashioned musk, but it's a bit fresher. It's a white musk. I think this is actually a white musk, and then like the longer you have it on, the more it smells a bit like baby powder. So it is literally like 3 perfumes that I have got together to make like a little baby. It's like Lovely You is very much Jovan original Jovan musk oil for women, Alyssa Ashley white musk for women, and Demeter baby powder. It's like those 3 got together and made this perfume, and I really like it, but I could barely smell it on myself no matter how many times I kind of layered it up when I was outside. This is very much something I'd really now only wear at home or I'm in very small spaces. It is the most skin scenty perfume of any of the Sarah Jessica Parker ones, which is saying something because they're all skin scents to me, in some way or another. These 2 have probably got a bit better projection, but the Stash Privé is a skin scent, and most of the Lovelies are very kind of... I can smell them more than this, is what I'm saying. Like, this one has a vintage vibe at first, it dries down, it gets that kind of baby powdery, white musky, golden musky vibe, and then well, it's benzoin actually is what's really... It's very sweet, it's very nice, it's really warm, but it's so barely there, you know, it's barely there. So I won't get a bottle of this just because it's just... Like I said, it's barely there. I will keep this little spray though, and this is something that would be really nice because when I was getting changed for bed, I could still smell it like very close to my skin, you know, like, so it's a beautiful one for bedtime if you just want something really, really cozy, and if you like baby powdery smells. If you don't like musk and you don't like baby powder smells, just avoid this at all costs. But so I did still have that on my neck when I went to bed, but I tried on my arms because I was trying them all out again. I was just working out whether I was going to give them away. Lovely Sheer. So this one's a rollerball though, annoyingly. So this is Lovely Sheer. I was just giving it another go again in different weather. I mean, I have to say, like, Lovely I think is so much better in warm weather that I imagine this is the same. But yeah, this one was so much more noticeable than Lovely You. Even though it is sheer, it's very light, it's very much a skin scent again, it's definitely noticeable because of the sharpness of it. Oh, I didn't give you the Lovely You notes, sorry. Lovely You is water lily, freesia, plum blossom. Middle notes jasmine, orange blossom, pink peony. Base notes musk, benzoin and vanilla orchid. And honestly, it's benzoin and musk are the biggest things here. I don't know that you'd necessarily recognise that there were that many florals in it. It's so just musky. Sweet, musky. warm. So I haven't got... Oh, you'll have to excuse me because I haven't got the sheer ones up, but I will find it now. So Lovely Sheer. The last time I tried it, I was like, because what I want from Lovely Sheer is the elements I like from Lovely, but with less wood and slightly sweeter. I just want a version of Lovely that has less wood and is slightly sweeter, because I really like the lavender in it. I really like I think it's Martini. So I like that sharpness, and I really love the kind of powdery lavender in it. And I really actually like the musk that Sarah Jessica Parker uses in the Lovely perfumes generally, and just generally. I really like her musks. I think they're nice. It obviously, like, people think it smells like Narciso Rodriguez, but for me it's such a different musk because I can't wear Narciso Rodriguez musks. But I like her musks. But Lovely Sheer for me is just too sharp. It doesn't, it sort of, it definitely isn't as woody, but it doesn't have the things about Lovely that I find lovely, because it doesn't have that lavender, it doesn't have that Martini, and it's not sweeter in any way, it's sharper if anything. So top notes: Tunisian, orange blossom, bergamot and mandarin orange. Gardenia and white woods and pink pepper are the middle notes. Base notes: musk, vetiver and crystal amber. And it's pretty cool, but not like cold. It's just very sharp and citrusy, and it's just not for me. It's a bit shampoo-y, that's what I'd say. There's a bit of a shampoo vibe about it that I'm never really going to get on with, you know. So I wasn't too keen on that one. I won't keep that. It might be something that I just chuck in a bundle or something. But Lovely You I will keep. And then on Friday, I'm going to do a video soon because I've also got now the Eau de Toilette and the sheer version of Burberry Brit. This is the EDP, and I love this. I've talked about this loads. Again, it's not one I need to talk about because everyone has Burberry Brit. Burberry Brit. And the top notes are almond, lime and pear, middle notes candied almond, sugar and peony, base notes vanilla, tonka bean, amber and mahogany. It's warm, it's creamy, it's almondy. It has the pear and the lime to stop it becoming too cloyingly sweet and too it's not too vanilla-y, it's not too sweet, and it's not got too much wood in it. The mahogany is like subtle and beautiful. So I will talk to you soon about how I feel about the Eau de Toilette, and I only got the sheer one because I remember smelling it in Selfridges and thinking, oh, it actually smells quite nice, and I just saw it on the Tino because I think it was unboxed or it was unwrapped or something. So I got it for insanely cheap. It was maybe 12 quid or something. So I just decided to try that one, and I do obviously have feelings about them, so I will make a video with all three of them in talking and comparing them. Sheer, to be fair, doesn't really have anything to do with this. It bears no resemblance to either this or the EDT, but yeah, I mean, this one I love. I absolutely love it. I feel like this is definitely one that if I finish this bottle at some point, I will buy another one because I think it's so easy to wear. This one is another one where I couldn't wear anything else. I can smell this on me all day. If I just and I only reapplied it with my rollerball because I have a little rollerball of this that I got before, to see if I liked the perfume. So I took the rollerball to work. I reapplied it before I left work. And I could still smell it on me all night. It has not a projection beast, but you can definitely smell it. I can smell it very, very clearly through my mask when I'm on the tube, and when I'm outside. Actually, when I'm moving around, I can always smell it. So it's a subtle kind of projection, but it's definitely got projection, and it lasts for ages. It does get a bit skin scenty the longer you've worn it, but it really does last for a long time, this one. So yeah, I only wore this on Friday, and it's so delicious that I'm happy to just wear it all day. So yeah, so that was my week. I've got some lots more stuff coming up actually, and I've got a couple of new ones that I'm a bit obsessed with, but I've got so I'll have to do a comparison with the Amethyst and a comparison with this. I've actually got a couple of other lovely flankers that will be arriving soon, because I thought, right, I mean, I'm a completist. I just want to try all the stuff. So anything that, even if it's been discontinued or was limited edition, anything that I could get my hands on for a good price, I just ordered. So I'll talk to you about all of that really soon. And for now, I hope you guys have a lovely week. It's getting chilly again, so excitingly, I'll be able to wear more and more stuff.